Yo, welcome back to the channel. It's your boy Street Coder Nate. And so today, once again, if you've been following along, we've been going through this DOM tutorial. And this DOM tutorial has been real dope, for real. And so today, what we're going to cover is some more DOM stuff. But the DOM stuff that we're covering today is some fun things. This is adding stuff to our screen, like an element that didn't exist before, creating an element on the fly and adding it to the screen, being able to remove elements from the screen as well. That's real dope. And with the power of JavaScript and the DOM, we can really do that. So let's top in to this lesson. Let's get it. Okay. JavaScript, HTML, DOM, elements. Let's get it. Okay, so adding and removing nodes, HTML elements. Remember, I was telling you that we're gonna start saying nodes because we are working with JavaScript. So let's just continue saying nodes, nodes. But we know that we're referring to HTML elements, all right? Cool. Creating new HTML elements, nodes. All right, so how the fuck they gonna flip it when they just said it? Right? Create new nodes, right? To add a new node to the HTML DOM, you must create the element first. So you got to create the element in the JavaScript and then append it to an existing element. So to create a new element, you have to create the element or to put a new element on the screen for someone to see. You have to create that element in the JavaScript and then append that element to an element that already exists inside of the HTML. Cool. And so let's take a look. This is the HTML that we're going to be using to go through the examples right now. And so right now we have this div that has the ID of div1, and then it has two children p tags in it. We load a script right here, and then we stop loading the script right there. And that's about it. So what do we do in the script? In the script, we say var para, and that equals a document.create element. So document, where we still got to talk to the document every single time. We got to talk to the document whenever we want to do something to it. We got to tell the document, yo, we want to create element. Because the thing is, the document knows how to create an element. The JavaScript doesn't really know how to create an element. JavaScript can do all types of stuff, but it doesn't really know how to create an element. The document does, because the document is an HTML document, and HTML documents know how to create HTML elements. So we say document create me a p tag. You see that? Create a p tag. And the document says I bet and stores that p tag reference like object, stores that p tag node, right? It stores it right in the para. Cool. So then we have this other one called a node. And so this is document.create text node. And so we're going to create a node text right here. You think we can do, and so what do you think we're going to do with this? When we create our node text, how about we do a power.append child node? So remember, P is a child now, or P is a node as well, right? Because we just created the element right there, para, and that's what the P is for paragraph text. And so then we created this, honestly, we should have called it text node, var text node, and then what we should do down, if we want to put the text node inside of the inner HTML, we can say, we could have just said power.inner HTML equals this, but we want to use more node language, right? And so we would say dot create text node, and then we will append that text node by saying dot append child, and we pass in the node that we want to append, and that append is going to go in between the opening and the closing p tag at the end of it, append to the end. And so because there's nothing in it, it's going to just be the only value there. Cool. And so then we got this var element. What is this var element? Let's take a look at this var element right here. So we got var element equals document.get element by ID div1. So what is div1? Let's go back up. Div1 is right here, and div1 has all these p's in it. And so we're going to go grab div1, and what we say is element dot append child power. Well, we already seen power dot append child, and that added the node to the child. Well, element dot append child is just going to add this paragraph text to the end. So it's going to show up at the end right before that div closes right there. It's going to show up. And let's see it work. This new text, this is new. So before that wasn't there, and now you see right here. Oh wait, move myself. So you got right here, you got the one p tag and the other p tag, but you don't see a third p tag, but you see three things show up right here, and that's because we created this element on the fly, and it did it. Oh, we also know about handlers. So let me create an element. Let's call it a button element, and let's just give it. I ain't even gonna give it an ID, and I'm gonna set it like this, and I'm gonna be like, click me like that, and go button. And what I want to do is set up an on-click handler, right? So what I can do is call, let's say, var button. I'm gonna call this button, and it's gonna equal document dot get or dot query selector, and what I want to select is the button. I'm about to show y'all like an on-click handler and making something create on the fly, creating something on the fly. So we got this button, and now that I have the button, I can say button dot on click is equal to this anonymous function where all we're doing is this stuff right here. Something like that. So cool. So I just created a button. I got this button element right here. I grabbed my button element by saying document.query selector, and it grabbed the button that I just created here that says click me, and then I added an on-click handler that is an anonymous function that does exactly what just happened. So now if I run this click me, this is new. This is new. Now I could do it multiple times, and now you can really see that it's showing up on the screen that we're actually creating a paragraph text right here, that we are creating the node, the text node right here, and then, or my bad, we're creating a paragraph node right here, we're creating a text node right here, we're appending that paragraph, or appending that text node to the paragraph there, and then we're grabbing the document, we're grabbing the element from the document, and then just appending that new paragraph to that element, which you see right here. And instead of saying this is new, let's say this is dope. And now we can run it like these. That's real dope. I wonder what that element is. Oh, that is still part of the button. Okay, cool. So that was a little detour to really show you how you can hook up an on-click handler to creating something on the fly like that. Like, that was dope. Cool. So, I mean, I kind of already explained what was happening, but so yeah, we're gonna slide through these. Maybe they probably got a little better. So var power document.create element p. This creates a new p element. And then this line right here, create text node. To add text to the p element, we must create a text node first. This code creates a text node like that. Then you must append the text node to the p element like that. Finally, you must append the new element to an existing element. This code finds an existing element. So we have to go find that existing element, and we store that in this reference called element. Then this code appends the new element to the existing element. So we call on the reference and we say append this new element there. That's what that does. Cool. Creating new elements, insert before. So the append child method in the previous example appended the child to the end of the parent, right? And if you don't want that, you can use the insert before method, And so let's see how we use the insert before method, right? And so here we go. We see it's being used right here, but what are they really doing with it when they're using it right there? So we're gonna take a look. Once again, we got the same little setup with the div, and then with the two p tags. But right here, we got we got the para is still creating the p tag. We got the node still creating the text node, and then we got the p node still appending that text node. Okay, same thing. Then we still got the element. We're still grabbing the element, but now we have this child element, and this child equals document.get element by ID p1. What is p1? Well, p1 is this element right above, right there. That's p1, and so we're saying element, which is the div, right? Which is this overall div. We're saying element or div insert before, and so we're gonna insert para before child, and child is this reference to this p1, which is with this ID p1, which is this one. So we're gonna insert before. So this is actually gonna show up the first thing now. And there you go, showed up as the first thing. Insert before. Cool. So we can get a reference to other elements, and then insert before. We can say insert this data before that data. Cool. Removing existing HTML elements. So to remove an HTML element, use the remove method. So we got this var. We still got the same div type of thing right there, but then we got this var element document.get element by ID p1, and then we just say element.remove. It's that simple, and it's boop, gone. So yep, they got a button to remove the element. This is a paragraph, this is another paragraph, and then we got on click is my function, and my function is going to grab the element by ID p1, which is this one. So this is a paragraph, and then it should remove it. So this one right here should be removed after I click that, and it was removed. Dope. That's how you just saw how we can add and remove real quick, just like that, right? There's a couple other things we need to do though. The HTML document contains a div. Okay, we already went through that. Cool. All right, so removing a child node for browsers that does not support the for browsers that do not support the remove method, you have to find the parent node to remove an element from. So if your browser, like IE, Internet Explorer, sucks and it doesn't allow you to use the remove method, well, it sucks. Because an API should honestly just be updated to use remove, but regardless, it sucks. You have to find the parent node to remove an element from. So you are still able to remove elements, you just have to use a different function to do that. And so, in a different method. So in the method that we're going to use is we find the parent node, which is the div1, right, chia, and we find the child, which is still this one, right, chia, and we're going to say parent remove child. So we make it the parent's duty to remove the child, and we pass in what child we want to remove. Same thing. It's going to remove it. As you can see, though, this is a little bit more lines of code than just finding the child and then saying child.remove. One more line of code. Not too bad. Okay. We're not about to explain it. Okay. Oh, okay. And then here's another workaround. If you only want to write the 2 lines of code, this one's pretty cool. So it says find the child you want to remove and use its parent node property to find the parent. And then from there, you can just remove the child. That's kind of dope. So you say child, find your dad, and dad, remove the child. That's kind of dope. And you're basically saying, dad, remove me. Okay, so document.get element by ID p1, and then which is the child. Then we find the parent node, and then we say remove the child right here. Okay, so we can replace HTML elements too. So not only can we just create and put them on the screen, and then also remove, but we also can just replace, right? So use the replace method. So to replace an element to the HTML DOM, use the replace method. Okay, now we got this same little setup right there, and then we got this script that does that and that. Okay, so that we already know how it creates a P node, creates the text node, and then appends the text node to the P node right here. So let's scroll. So now we got the parent, which is the div, right? Cool. And then we got another child, which is this P1 right here. And so what we can say is parent, replace a child, that one, or replace this child with the new child. So update with this value the old child, and that will replace it. So let's see that in action. So this is new, and this is a paragraph was loaded at first, but then this is new was replaced with this code right here. That's cool. All right, and we have made it to the end. Thank God. So we made it to the end, y'all. We really actually kind of got through like this whole little node series type of thing, for real, for real. Or node in the browser type of series, the DOM, if you will. But we still got to go a little deeper into getting into the browser model. We got into the DOM, but next will be the browser model. So this was real dope, real cool. I'm gonna see y'all in the next videos. Shoot, make sure y'all stop by, drop a like, a comment, see my Instagram. I'm trying to build it out. It will be big one day. I'm making videos almost every day, a series almost every day. I literally created this series in a couple hours. I'll see y'all later. Peace.